Okay, let's see. Where did I put that thing? Geez, I really need to start recording. Oh, wait a minute. Of course. Yeah, I always keep my junk in here. Let's see here. Is that it? No. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, no, that ain't it either. But maybe I'll use that later. Uh, oh, here we are. Yeah. Up over here. This guy up there. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all set to go. Picture. Yeah. Well then, hello there, everyone. Name's the Adman from the Asian Zone. What's the Adman and what's the Asian Zone? Well, the Adman is me, and the Asian Zone is my room over here on my little couch. Yeah, I'm just gonna be your typical anime reviewer, but I will be your a little bit more unusual the anime reviewers that you've seen about 1,000 of all over the place. What I like to review is the more or less known stuff. You guys really like the mainstream stuff, like, well, this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, this series has really gone downhill in my opinion. We don't even see this glove anymore, and it's pretty awesome looking, so why is it going to waste? Nope, I like to review some of the more unusual stuff, so I'm just gonna give you reviews on more the Japanese imports as well as some hard to find anime and games that. So I just hope that you appreciate my opinions and let's get straight into it. Let's see. Let's see. Is that it? No. God. Oh, here we are. Yep. First review will be on this little piece of treasure. It's called Melty Blood. Now, Melty Blood itself was originally what is called a doujin game, which are essentially a Japanese equivalent to independently developed games. It was created by Type Moon, originally just a doujin software maker, but thanks to its great success, has now blossomed into a commercial company. Their big success came from their visual novel Tsukihime, which is what this game is based off of. Both games feature a protagonist who, while dealing with the supernatural, also deals with a relationship with a vampire. No, not like that series. And no, not like that series. Now, first of all, the vampires in this series do not sparkle or anything like that. And second of all, this is not a reverse harem like it is in those series. It's a regular harem series, which I will admit we've seen about 1,000 times in anime in general. Okay, but at least the protagonist isn't just some pretentious little teen girl or anything like that. Tonoshiki is your average male high school student. Yet another thing we've seen about 1,000 times in anime. But he's different in that he has what is called the eyes of death perception. That's death with an A, not a P. Essentially, they allow him to destroy just about anyone or anything just by cutting a little line he sees with his eyes with nothing more than what's basically just a fruit knife. Yes, just a little fruit knife, and he can kill people and to turn them into tiny, tiny little bits. As you can imagine, he's the hitman of choice for a lot of the supernatural. In this game, an alchemist named Sion Elthem Atlasia enlists his clean and efficient killing services. She herself is a vampire who wants to track down this other vampire named Tatai, who originally turned her into a vampire in the first place. He or it is supposed to be some kind of phenomenon that manifests from rumors and does his whole vampire thing. Yeah, it's a little confusing. Anyway, the story plays a lot like a visual novel, and in that sense plays out like some of Arc System Works games like Guilty Gear or in particular Blaze Blue. Like those games, it encourages experimentation to find routes and endings by either winning a certain number of in a certain number of rounds or losing altogether on purpose. To me, this is a very interesting game mechanic, mostly because while I admit the story is a little confusing, especially stuff like the explanation of Tatari, I just really like the story. I like most of the stuff written by Nasu Kinoko, the co-founder and big author of Type Moon's works. I'll actually talk more about his works maybe in future reviews. I love how all of his stories just flow, and more importantly, I love these characters and how they work off each other. To me, this is just a great game by all standards. I mean, I've already gone on about how great the story is. The gameplay here is very nice and fluid. Stuff like the character sprites are, well, definitely grainy, but still, the moves here are really flashy, aren't they? And at the same time, remember, this was back when Type Moon wasn't a commercial company. It was still an independent developer. So really, I think this is great stuff. Now, as for my final score for this game, I'm just going to hold back on that for a bit, because next time I'm going to talk about Melty Blood React, which is the expansion pack to this guy. Believe me, you're going to need this expansion pack in order to get the full enjoyment out of this. For reasons I'll explain in the actual review. As for picking these guys up, I was lucky enough to find them at Anime Convention fairly cheap. Right now that Type Moon's more of a commercial company, they probably stopped making these guys, so I would imagine they're a lot harder to find. If you can find them, I highly recommend picking them up, and then you can patch them up with an English patch from the nice people at Mirror Moon who did the work like in those clips I just showed you. So they do great work. As for stuff like the original Tsukihime visual novel that this game was based off of, I'm not sure if I'll be able to review that one. For reasons I'll explain in the actual review. Plus, well, I'll talk about that when the time comes. Yeah. Anyways, as for further adaptations of this series, there is a manga available for this series, though it isn't available stateside. Hopefully it'll come pretty soon. It was done by Type Moon and illustrated by Kirishima Takeru. Tsukihime got a manga series, and it did come stateside, though from what I can see, it looks like it's almost been discontinued. Or maybe it has been, because past volume 6 I haven't seen any other volumes. Looking on Amazon, there's mostly just used copies. But hopefully they'll continue that series. It was again done by Type Moon and illustrated by Sasaki Shonen. As for Tsukihime anime or anything like that, there is none. Maybe there'll be that Carnival Phantasm OVA, which will feature a lot of Type Moon characters in general, but there has been no Tsukihime anime. There hasn't. No, there hasn't been any Tsukihime anime. Do we have a good understanding? Good. Okay. So that was my very first review. Hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making it. This is the Adman signing out, and here's my hats off to you guys.